Sorry, I'm like really nervous for some reason. But yeah, what I want to share with you guys today is what I wrote in my testimony this past condition. And it was about how I was able to establish my relationship with two parents. So going into GPA, I was a punk. I had all these really negative concepts about God and two parents, and I never expected myself to grow a connection with God, let alone two parents. I was just always screw this, screw the church, really resentful for a lot of reasons. I remember when I first showed up to GPA at UTS, I was like, oh my God, I want to go home so bad. I really did not feel connected to everyone here, because everyone was talking about how I remember when we did radar, there was a question that said or there was a statement that said I came to GPA to grow my relationship with God and two parents, and I didn't connect to that at all. I was just I did not come to GPA for that at all. And then a lot of people went towards the circle or towards the middle, and I was just wow, I'm not like anybody else here. I felt really out of place. I was just I don't think I really belong in this program at all, actually. So growing up, actually, my dad was a DP lecturer, and he would give. I remember I was really little, but he would give his lectures, and I didn't really understand what he was saying. And every time he gave his lecture, he always cried, and I was why is he crying over something like this? I don't really understand what he's talking about. Every time he talked about your parents, and every time he talked about God, he would cry, and I didn't understand it. And I was always really confused why they called two parents two parents. It was who even are they? I don't know them. They don't know me personally. I was they're not my parents. They never do anything for me. Having these really negative concepts about them, and really thinking negatively about them. So for a really long time, I didn't care about them at all. I was just I don't care where I stand in this church. I don't care where I'm going to be in 10 years. I don't care if I get matched or blessed or where my relationship with them stands. All I care about is what I want to do. And I never thought I would come to GPA. Those people that are you never know you go to GPA until you go. I was one of those people. I never thought I would come to GPA. I was I'm going to go straight to school, get my life together. But, I decided to come anyway. It's a long story, but I'm here now. And throughout the past 4 months, I think you guys all know that I grew a lot, or grew a lot, changed a lot. I hear everybody come up to me oh my God, Hanami, you changed so much. And I was just shut up. At first I really hated it when people said that to me, that I was change is a bad thing. They're saying that because I changed so much, I'm better now than I was before. That means I was a horrible person before I came to GPA. And I was just oh my God, I hated it when people told me that. It's the truth. I did change a lot. In first condition, I remember my first experience where I really felt connected to God. And I had a share with Connor, and he was asking me where I stood with God, and also where I stood with your parents. And with God, I was just I feel I have some connection with Him now, a stronger sense of a stronger understanding of God now. But your parents, I don't really understand still. And he was just saying what helps is if you focus on the good aspects of our church instead of all the weird stuff why we kill to them every day, or bowing conditions. I never understood bowing conditions. It's why are you idolizing these people? I never really understood that. He was just if you focus on the good stuff about our church and two parents, that will really help you connect to them more. And for a long time, I was just what was he talking about? I didn't really get it until this past commission. So I remember that day for some reason, like, it was just really, really hard for me to bring in external resort, and it was really hard for me to approach people. Like, the day before, I, like, broke 1,000, and I was just like, oh my God, like, why do I suck today? Like, how can you go from breaking 1,000 to barely even breaking 100 for the whole day? Like, why can't you do this? Like, and everybody, like, I would, like, watch people walk past me, and I was like, just talk to them. Just one person, just talk to them. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And it was just, like, really, really frustrating to me. It was because, like, I went inside this restaurant and I approached this police officer that was, like, having lunch with his wife, but I didn't know he was a police officer until he told me. He was just saying, like, if you still fundraise here, like, I'm gonna call my friends, and like, we're gonna kick you out of the city. And he was just like, so just, like, don't fundraise anymore. And I just got really scared. Like, I'd never gotten kicked out of the police before. I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to get kicked out of this city. It was a really good city. It was Naples. And I really was just like, oh no, I don't want to get kicked out of Naples. Like, I don't want to change, like, ruin our whole plan. Yeah, so I was just really nervous that whole day. And then the last run before dinner, I remember I was just praying to God, like, please, like, help me get through this one, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, I don't know if I can, like, bring an external result. I don't know, like, how well I can execute my goal for today. Yeah, so I was just like, God, please, like, really guide me to the right person in this run. And I was fundraising in a Publix parking lot, and I remember I saw this white Civic, like, the passenger's door was open, and someone's, like, the person's leg was out of the car. So I, like, ran to the car, and then I was just like, hi, can I ask you a quick question? You know, starting my spiel. And then from inside the car, I heard a woman say, are you part of the Unification Church? And I was like, I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get persecuted. I've never been persecuted before. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so scared. But then she just started talking about, like, how she actually, she was, like, in a really bad point in her life where she was put in, like, a psychic ward or something like that? A mental hospital, yeah. She was put in a mental hospital, and then she ran away because she didn't go there willingly, you know, she was put in there. So she ran away, and then she met someone from our church who took her in, and the person in her church let her stay in her house. She cooked for her, gave her clean clothes, and took care of her until she could get back on her feet, you know? And then she, like, went to the DP lectures. She fundraised for church, so she did flower selling and stuff like that. And she was just, like, talking about the divine principle. Like, the person next to her in the car, I think it was her husband, his name is Michael. And the woman I met, her name was Lisa. Lisa was telling Michael, she was like, Michael, do you know the Unification children are born without original sin? And she was saying, like, such amazing, like, all the stuff about in the divine principle. And I was like, oh, like, everything. She was like, yeah, this guy named Reverend Moon felt like the great responsibility to take on Jesus' task and to restore, like, all of humankind to become the true parents of earth. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Jesus, God is real. Like, oh my God, it was so crazy. And, like, actually, we started talking a little bit more, and then she told me that right now she's homeless, like, she's living out of her car. And literally all the money that she had was $5. Like, she only had $5 in her purse. She doesn't have a credit card, she doesn't have a bank account. She only had $5. And she was like, you know what, like, I want to donate this $5 to you because I love the Unificationist Church. Like, the Unificationist Church gave me so much when I really needed everything. Like, I didn't have anything, and the Unificationist Church gave me everything, you know? So it was like a $5 bill. And then she wanted to go exchange it so that she could get singles. And then she came back after a while, and she gave me $1. And when I received the $1, I felt like, I couldn't help it. I was just like, wow, this is like, I felt like I was receiving, like, I wrote this in my testimony, but I felt like I was receiving $1,000, like, from this woman when she was just saying, like, she's like, I'm so sorry, like, this is not enough. Like, I'm so sorry, this is only $1. But to me, it felt like I was receiving $1,000 because, like, the type of heart that she had when she gave it to me. And yeah, I remember, like, when I got into the van, I just started crying. work. I was just crying so hard. I just felt like, wow, like, true parents really love her, God really loves her. And I felt like, actually, true parents really love me, and God loves me. Like, I really wanted, like, true parents and God to, like, come and, like, help her and guide her. And that's when I finally understood that, like, that's what true parents want for me, too. Yeah, actually, I remember before the Yayam workshop, before we met True Mother, I was like praying to God, asking Him to help me establish like a greater connection with them, with true parents. And after meeting True Mother, I was like, oh, True Mother is really like my true mother. Yeah, but I still didn't feel like such a great connection with True Father. But after meeting Lisa, I felt like, wow, all the investments that True Father and True Mother made, like I could really see that happening. Or I could really see that being like laid out after I met Lisa. So yeah, I just hope that this sharing, this testimony was inspirational, or I hope that you guys can get something good out of it. Because yeah, basically what I want to share is like God and true parents like love you guys a lot. Like, you know, God and true parents love me a lot too. And like everything that we receive is not solely based on our efforts alone. Like God and true parents are like true parents, you know, like I finally understood. Like Sun Moon and Dr. Hatchaka Moon are my true mother and true father. Like they literally gave me everything. Like without them I wouldn't be here. Without them I wouldn't have this community. Without them I wouldn't be in GPA. Yeah, because if they hadn't like come together, then my parents wouldn't have met, and they wouldn't have had me, and I wouldn't have had this life to like be able to do everything that I am doing for God's children. So, thank you.